Yes, the parents may not be proactively helping, but people will still be aware that they are the son of so and so and whatever.
Well, ginamit lang niya apelyido ng tatay niya kasi yun naman talaga apelyido niya eh. Pero pinakita naman niya na magaling siya at saka iyan naman kasi inalagaan talaga ng kanyang talent manager, the late si Leo Dominguez.
Yes.
Tsaka binild up talaga yan ng GMA. Ang title nga niya ay siya si Primera Aktresa.
The Pod Network Entertainment.
Hello and welcome sa isang kakaibang edisyon ng Best 10 Bets.
Bakit kakaiba?
Pakilala ko muna sarili ko.
Okay.
Ako po si Butch Francisco at kasama ko ang kakaibang si Leo Katigbak. Mauna po magsalita at maglahad ng listahan si Leo Katigbak.
Yun. Okay.
Oo. Yun,
Okay.
magagawa ka ng listahan at pag natapos ka na, babarilin ko isa-isa.
Sige.
Okay.
Sige. Our topic today, if you listen to the news, parang malaking issue ngayon yung Nepo babies. Kaya nepotism. Sinasabi nila na kaya itong mga artista na to or celebrities or media personalities na ito ay nagkakaroon ng break dahil sa kakilala nila kung ano yung pamilya nila. So yun yung nagbubukas ng way para sila'y makapasok sa industry. Sa atin, historically, yung mga supposedly Nepo babies are also turning out to be the best actors and actresses around. Kasi kahit sabi mo, even somebody like a Christopher De Leon si Christopher De Leon, sino rin ba yung parents niya? Kaya rin nakatulong yung...
Ang parents niya si Hill De Leon at saka si Claire Strauss. Claire Strauss si Lilia Dizon.
Hill De Leon and Lilia Dizon were also big stars in their own
Yeah,
right.
nanalo sila sa Cambodian Film Festival.
Tapos by the same token, even the Hill and the Eigenmans, kahit anong generation, Mark, Michael, sina Sherry, sino bang magulang nila? Di ba? When we were discussing the topic, sabi ko nga, ito yung, the way I look at the Nepo babies, my list will be the ones na, personally, I think they deserve the success that they're accomplishing. Kasi ang paniwala ko dyan, yes, who you know and who your family is will probably open the door for you.
Okay.
But how long you stay there will really ultimately be dependent on your talent.
Okay, so umpisa na tayo. So, age before looks. Age before looks tayo. Okay?
Ang number 10 ko, okay, si Gab at saka si Paolo Valenciano. Who doesn't know Gary Valenciano? And minsan ang nakakatakot when you have a father or both parents who are very, very high profile, for example.
Both parents nga ito
Kasi si Angeli, di ba?
Was a singer and a model.
She was with Music and Magic also. Pero kumbaga, between Angeli and Gary, si Gary naman talaga yung because when they got married naman si Angeli became more of the manager. She put a break on her career. Pero pag ang feeling ko, kung halimbawa ang ang tatay mo si Gary Valenciano, he's really a tough act to follow. But to the credit of Gab and Paolo, they've also made for a name for themselves as dancers, as directors. They may not have gone into acting as much as their dad did, but I think on a musical level, they've already made a name for themselves. Now, bata pa sila. I mean, si Gary is my age. So, sina Gab at saka sina Paolo who are in their late 30s have a long way to go and potentially they will make their mark in show business, maybe not in the exact same field as their dad, but whether it's in directing, choreography, or so on and so forth, marami pa silang magagawa. Now, obviously, their being a Valenciano paved the way. It made it easier for them to enter the business. But they're holding their own and I think they're able to do something to carry on the torch.
Nagutom tuloy ako.
Kakakain mo lang. Kakain lang natin. Nagugutom ka na naman.
Aros Valenciana.
Okay. Si Janela Salvador.
Okay.
Alam mo si Janela, siguro dahil hindi rin ako mahilig masyadong magbabasa ng mga updates or background about them.
Pero natunugan mo yung Nepo Babies issue, ha?
Oo.
Okay, sige. Hindi ka pa mahilig magbasa niyan, ha?
Hindi, pero
Okay.
I actually didn't realize na anak siya ni Badong at saka ni Janine.
Matagal na.
Alam ko, pero I only realized it even after she had made a name for herself. Kasi si Juan Miguel, I mean, kilala ko siya from the days of Rage Band. Lagi namin siyang giniguest. Tapos si Janine, remember Janine? I think she was...
Desiderio.
Oh, nag-Bisagon ba siya?
Bisagon.
Oh, I think that was the first time I met her, no? So, this was a long, long time ago. And then, si Badong, I would see him every so often. Minsan nga, yung out of the blue, matagal na kaming hindi nagkikita, biglang ano, and he would be the first one to say hi.
Sabi ni Janelle, alam mo kung nag-inspire sa kanya para mag-artista siya? Sabi niya, parang makilala na ako ng Tito Leo.
Hindi, sira. Pero katulad yan, si Janela, when you see her, like, you would think that, okay, you have this young actress. I mean, pag tinignan mo si Janela, parang kumbaga, it's easy to mix her up with a whole bunch of all the ano. Kasi, di ba, ang dami-dami sabay-sabay nilo-launch. Kaya lang, ang difference ni Janela, whether she's playing a villain or whether she's playing the lead,
She is a Salvador.
she has stage presence. So, nung nakita ko bigla, nakita ko yan, napanood ko yan sa Darna, sabi ko, parang how strange na mas gusto ko si Valentina kaysa kay Darna. She had a commanding presence na parang...
Bawa naman si Jane De Leon.
Hindi, pero mas nag-impact sa akin.
Tagal-tagal nang pinaghintay ng tao para magawa yung Darna niya pagkatapos.
Alam mo, ikaw naman, hindi naman mutually exclusive pag sinabi mo. Ang sinasabi ko lang, si Janela playing the role of the villain actually elevated that role. Usually, a good hero will always need a good counterpart.
No, kasi ganito. Ang totoo naman talaga, yung Valentina naman talaga, lagi niya na-outshine si Darna. Kahit sino pa mag-Valentina, wala pa kay Cristina Aragon, down the line, Pilar Pilapil, Sherry Hill.
Hindi, but
kasi mas maraming...
No, it's a flashier role.
Yeah.
Pero ang feeling ko, your lead also needs to be able to hold up her end of the ano. Kasi kahit paano mo sabihin, si Angel Locsin, when she was Darna, kahit sino mo rin namang itapat sa kanya, even if sabihin mo na flashier yung role ng mga villains niya, si Angel holds her own. Ako, yun naman yung sa akin doon.
And you're saying that Vilma Santos did not?
Yung Darna ni Angel Locsin was a teleserye. So, ang tagal-tagal tumakbo. Yung Darna naman ni Ate V was a few movies. So, it's harder to compare. Pero, ito rin nga ang di ba ang laging sinasabi nila, ang strategy dyan talaga, kukuha ka ng malaking artista para maging Darna. Because, si Darna, parang as a role, kailangan mas siya, may added advantage siya. Kasi syempre, paglalaruan mo na yung mga villains So to me, kaya lumalabas lagi pag tinanong, sino yung best Darna mo? Sa akin for the movies, it was Ate V.
Oo, after all, nakatatlong Darna ba siya?
I'm not sure kung Lipad, Darna and the Giants.
Darna and the Planet Woman.
Oh. So yung sa akin, sa movies, it's Ate V. Sa TV, it's Angel Locsin.
Okay.
And she was also in Malyari.
Wow,
and I thought
kawawa naman si Rosa Del Rosario, the original Darna.
Ay, alam mo, hindi pa ako pinapanganak nun Hindi ko rin masyadong napanood sa TV.
Pero available. Nasa Bangkok na yung original copy.
So, yung si Janela, tuwan-tuwa ako sa kanya because every time I've seen her, parang ang feeling ko, ang laki pa ng i-grow niya as an actress and she's already good. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does in the future.
Ano na kaya ginagawa ng mga ahas niya?
Ha?
Ano na kaya ginagawa ng mga ahas niya?
CGI yung mga ahas nun So, hindi ko alam kung ano. So, siguro nasa programmer yun.
O may mga kanya-kanya ng career sila.
Oo. Ito, ang next.
Nang-aahas sila.
Janine Gutierrez. Ito rin yung napag-usapan natin na late ko rin nalaman na
anak pala siya ni Ramon Christopher.
Pero hindi, kasi yung sa akin naman, unang-una, I don't research any of those things. So pag pinanood ko, titinan ko, sabi ko, uy,
you don't research. It is our primary duty and responsibility as host of this show na mag-research.
No, what I'm saying is at the time that I saw her, at the time that I watched her, yung kumbaga, dati naman, hindi ko naman nire-research yung family history nila. So yung sa akin, pinapanood ko siya sa Dirty Linen. Doon ko kasi
tagal, para ba tumakbo na ng 12 years ang kanyang career bago mo na-discover.
No, I understand that.
Apo siya ni Pilita Corrales.
Oo naman.
At apo siya ni Eddie Gutierrez.
Oo naman.
Okay.
Apo rin siya ni Nora Honor.
Yeah.
Oo.
At saka,
Ni Christopher.
step-grandchild siya ni Annabel Rama.
Ah.
Ang layo nang narating.
Ay, ikaw, alam mo, pinag-uusapan natin, hindi genealogy, kundi ano.
Ay, bakit? This genealogy because
Hindi.
Nepo babies nga eh.
Hindi, pero katulad yon. Again, to me, si Janine is also one of those actresses na, lalo na you give her the right role, she will really make the most out
Uri
of it.
Ann Wiener sa Babae at Baril.
Ayun,
Okay.
ikaw, you validate all of that. Ako nga, sabi ko nga sa'yo, ang first exposure ko sa kanya sa Dirty Linen at nagalingan ako sa kanya. Nung nagalingan ako sa kanya at saka ako binasan, tapos sabi ko, anak pala ni Ramon Christopher at ni Lotlot.
Basta ang sabi ni Pilito Corrales,
Oh.
nung tinanong siya, ano itsura ng unang apo mo? Si Janine Gutierrez. Sabi niya, kamukha ni Elizabeth Taylor.
Relax.
Diba?
Julia Barreto.
Okay.
Okay, she already comes from a family of actors.
Acting clan eh.
Oh, pero even sabi mo kahit yung immediate lang na mother and tita and ano. So you have sina Gretchen, sina Marjorie, sina Claudine. Pero ang sa akin ay personally the one who probably will come closest to the capability and skill of Claudine. And I've already said it before, na kay Claudine bilib na bilib ako eh. I think si Julia. She's young. She has a long way, a lot of road ahead of her.
Yeah.
So ang feeling ko, if she chooses the right materials, she chooses the right roles and partners, she has the potential actually to be of the same caliber as her aunt. Pero si Julia, at saka, si Julia, ganda ako sa kanya.
Mas bata ng artista yung mga aunts niya actually.
Oo. Pero ang ibig ko sabihin, because of the pedigree also, yun nga yung mahirap eh. Kung halimbawa magaling ang magulang mo o magaling ang mga tiyo-tiya mo, ano na yun eh, parang 'di ba pag junior ka tapos overachiever ang tatay mo.
Mhm.
'Di ba ang hirap nun kasi parang pinapanganak bata ka pa lang, you already know if you're going to go into the same field, you already know that you have very very high standards to follow. Si Julia is on the right path. Number 6 ko is not necessarily in the acting field, but I'm sure you know Toma Cayabyab, the son of Ryan Cayabyab.
National artist.
Oh, isipin mo ang tatay mo national artist for music. I remember, and maybe I'm wrong, but sina Toma kasi tsaka sina Kina, nakita namin since bata because we used to do Ryan Musikahan. I used to be one of the writer. I used to be a researcher, and when Jim Paredes couldn't write the episodes, I would be the one to write episodes, and I used to be the editor of Ryan Musikahan. So nung bata pa sina Toma, nakikita ko na siya. Tapos 'di ba, Emmy Cayabyab sings. Ryan Cayabyab.
Ayun naman trabaho ni Emmy Cayabyab, di ba?
Hindi, pero ibig ko sabihin, you know the pedigree. And I remember they were saying that when Toma was growing up, he was purposely avoiding the track of his dad. Na inisip namin, magiging composer rin at saka magiging conductor and whatnot, no? Tapos sinasabi niya na si Toma was purposely avoiding it because he wanted to chart his own.
Bakit Toma pangalan niya?
Ha?
Bakit Toma?
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi
Hindi sa pag-inom yan kasi bata pa lang si Toma na yung pa. But if you actually look at the career of Toma right now, he is now conducting the musicals that his father wrote, and he is now considered
So yung ang hawak niya ay
baton.
Okay.
Yung sa pangkumpas.
Akala ko straw ng soft drink.
Si Toma, I'm really so happy. People may say that hindi, national artist yung tatay niya, magaling yung tatay niya. But my God, he is proving himself to be a worthy successor and probably
father.
even who could top his father in certain other categories. I think if there's one person who will be very happy with the success of Toma, Ryan and Emmy. Parang kumbaga, lalo na if Toma is able to exceed. Isipin mo, ang taas-taas na nga nung bar nung tatay. Pag nalampasan pa ni Toma yun, ang feeling ko nga, even if kalahati lang nung na-accomplish ni Ryan sa sobrang taas nung bar, he would still be an overachiever relative to everybody else in the field. Number 5 ko, Inigo.
Okay.
No, si Inigo, I mean, he did a TV show called Monarch in the States. I mean, how many people can say that they are in a network primetime show in the US? Now, I remember the first time I met Inigo, Charo was still president of ABS-CBN. And I think at that time, I think Inigo had just come back. Pagkatapos, he was looking for a way, a career in show business. Kaya lang, ang nagulat ako, hindi acting ang pinapasukan ni Inigo. Singing. And I think at that time,
May kumakanta naman tatay niya.
Hindi, mas maganda boses ni Inigo.
Mas may volume. Mas makapal. Kaya kasi medyo manipis ng konti.
Mas gusto ko ang boses ng Inigo. Ang feeling ko, mas malaro, mas maraming genre na kayang pasukan. And then, he's gone into acting already. And again, how many people can say that you are able to penetrate Hollywood? Now, some people might say, but the show only lasted 1 season. Kahit naman sa Amerika ang dami-dami
na
namang...
1 season pa rin yun.
Oo. At saka, sino ka mga katrabaho mo? Sina Susan Sarandon and some of those other stars. The thing is, he already has his foot in the door. So, it depends on how he wants to play that. Kasi pwedeng potentially, he can start going into other roles. And if you look at Hollywood right now, there seems to be a surge of Filipino talent on screen. Manny Jacinto being the most prominent right now. But then, you also have the likes of Sina Dali and Sina Lea. I mean, people from here who are making names there. So to me, si Inigo, yes, he's Piolo's son, but he's making a name for himself in his own field, musically and internationally.
Pero aminin natin, nadalian ang pagpasok niya because anak siya ni Piolo Pascual.
Correct.
Okay.
Pero ang feeling ko, like I said, I have no issue with nepo babies the way as they say it. Kasi yes, it's a gateway or a foot in the door. But how is that different kung halimbawa may kakilala kang producer o may kakilala kang director o may kaibigan kang ganito? Minsan naman all it takes is that recommendation from somebody who's more established.
Or kung meron kong tatay na pwede mag-produce a movie for you.
Yeah. And sa akin, now, kung halimbawa, di ba dati ako, classic na lang to. Di ba yung Suicide Mama ni Roy Rustan? Di ba na-produce doon si Laila D? I mean, di ba? So, it's really ultimately a question of...
Nagkaroon na ng bagong meaning yung Laila D.
Ay, hindi. Ito toong Laila D yung pangalan niya. Ikaw naman, ako wala.
Pero, naging anin. Pero isihin mo.
Ikaw, loko. Donnie Pangilinan.
Okay. May opinion ako dyan mamaya.
Okay. Well, Anthony Pangilinan, made this name in news. And you have Maricel Laksa for your mom. But whether that just made it easier for him to enter, he wouldn't have had the successes like with Can't Buy Me Love and the movies that they do. The partnership with Bel Mariano. Kung walang nakikita yung tao, hindi rin naman siya magtatagal at hindi siya mag-click. And then, the more you watch Donnie in his roles, you're seeing improvement in his acting. And then you kind of hope that at a certain point, I don't know, will he be like the next John Lloyd or the next Piolo or whatever? Time will tell. We'll see.
Sige. Ayusin ko lang kasi yung likod ng buhok kasi baka sabihin mo Laila D ako eh.
Alam mo, ikaw, sige, ipaliwanag mo nga yung ibig sabihin ng Laila D in the context that you're saying.
Pati yung kalalakihan, yung mga let's say magugulo yung mga likod ng buhok. Ay, asahan nyo, Laila D yun. Ibig sabihin, tamad.
O siya.
Okay.
Number 3, Lovie po.
Okay.
Now, maybe her entry would have been a bit more controversial. But Lovie, over the kinds of roles that she's done,
hindi naman controversial.
has proven that she really has the talent.
And the looks.
And then more recently, it was discovered that she's actually a very good singer. So, di ba, nung nag-concert with sina Boyet at saka sina Bobot ata, at saka sina Pip, yung concert nila, I think it was a Valentine's concert, tapos the general consensus was, ang ganda pala ng boses ni Lovie po. And then, with Lovie po's looks, you kind of think also, she's one of those that has the potential to break out internationally. Pwede siya mag-crossover eh. And again, that comes with the ability and the proficiency to speak. So, number 2, Daniel Padilla. The son of Romel and Carla.
Mamaya ko na babarilin yung entry na to.
Sige. Ang sa akin, Daniel may be caught in a lot of controversy and whatnot. But you still have to give it to them that whether it's the roles that he's doing, the former love team with Catherine. But he was also able to make a name for himself as a singer and as a concert artist. Maybe not as big as the others, pero the fact that he was popular.
Actually, may boses.
May boses siya. At saka natatandaan ko, remember yung sa The Princess and I? Sa totoo naman, hindi naman si Daniel dapat ang love team ni Catherine doon.
Si Hill.
Si Enrique Hill.
Si Hill Portes.
Si Enrique Hill. Pero nung ang audience nag-react kay Daniel at saka kay Catherine, biglang nag-shift yung narrative para sila yung magkakatuluyan. So, si Daniel rin, even when he was starting, he had that X factor. And he had a good almost 10-year run in show business. I mean, barring whatever
Pero,
controversy there is now. Now,
pero ang ending, para silang naging Luz Valdez.
well,
Na-lose sa kanya si Catherine, tapos si Enrique Hill, na-lose si Liza Soberano.
well,
Okay. Nandun na rin lang tayo sa usapang Laila D. So nagpunta na ako kay Luz Valdez.
Okay. Sige, okay. Pero ang sa akin, bata pa siya, he's less than 30. So si Daniel, marami pa siyang pwedeng puntahan, marami pa rin siyang pwedeng gawin.
Pero ako talaga bumilib talaga ako sa kanya. Alam mo kung bakit? The only guy I know who can get away with animal prints.
Well, di ba si Alden nag-animal prints?
Hindi ko alam.
Parang may nakita kong photo ni Alden na naka-animal print. But anyway, that's My number one, Arjo, Ria, and now Jella Ataide.
Okay.
I mean, si Arjo for me actually, is, aside from being a very, very good actor, he has the potential to cross over internationally.
Parents, this is your cheat code to understanding your gamer kid. This is Keri Kita, Guide for Non-Gamer Parents. I'm Ray.
And I'm Joey. Hardcore gamers, hardcore parents. Let's learn from each other. Dito,
Keri Kita.
Ito I think in an earlier episode we were talking about people who can talk rich. Si Arjo, pag mayaman ang role niya, he will come across as mayaman. Pag gusto mong bagman ang role niya o gusto mong mahirap ang role niya o galing sa squatter, kayang-kaya rin niya 'yon. And to me,
Or kung gusto yung matanda, yung parang, di ba on the job?
Oo.
Okay.
So alam mong ang laki ng pinaghuhugutan niya na range. And I have to give credit to Sylvia for that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously for some of the stuff that they're doing, sina Sylvia yung nag-produce. Pero to me, sila pero maganda naman yung lumalabas eh.
Pero ito, half Nepo babies lang ito mga ito, ha?
Because
Isa lang.
Kay Sylvia nila inano. But like for example, si Ria to me is also a very, very good actress. I think to me, Ria is actually quite underrated. But I think Ria also wants to do a lot of different things. So baka nandun pa siya sa stage na pinipili pa niya kung ano talagang gagawin niya. Pero si Ria, whether you give her a second lead role or a support role or a barkada role,
do it well.
she actually stands out quite well. So to me, that's my top 10 list. And I find the word Nepo baby
Negative.
not negative.
Ako, I find it negative.
Well, okay. When it's used by a lot of people, it's in a disparaging way. But for me, when you say that you're a Nepo baby, all it means is you are the child or a relative of someone who's famous, and probably that was your pathway to becoming famous. However, as you can see from the people in the list, all of these people have more than proven their worth as celebrities, as musicians, as dancers, as choreographers, as directors. So ang sa akin, sige, natulungan ng pangalan nila at ng kamag-anak nila yung pagpasok nila. Pero kaya sila nandito kasi magagaling sila.
To erase the negative
Okay,
impression sa Nepo babies, because
Okay.
nepotism is not good.
I think nepotism, personally, binigyan na lang yan ng negative connotation because a lot of people were using it in a negative way.
Kasi lahat ng yung mga purated, sige.
Kasi di ba
Sige.
nepotism yung inaano nila.
Okay.
Ang sa akin, wala akong problema doon kung magaling yung susunod na generation.
Okay, so akin, ito yung
Yan naman yung sa'yo, who made ito.
okay. Nepo baby sila. No doubt about that. Pero hindi nila kinailangan ang yung influence ng parents nila para mag-succeed sa profession. Ayun. Okay. Alam mo, I'll start number 10 ko, si Sandro Mulak. Okay. Household name ang Mulak.
Ako personally, si Aga. Pero, napapakinig ko na yung pangalang Mulak because Amalia used to use it eh. Amalia Mulak eh. Tapos, she was Amalia Fuentes. By the time Aga came out, the name was,
No.
sabi ko for me.
Okay.
Oh.
Hindi, pero para itama na nga natin.
Sige.
Okay. Hindi, si Nicky Mulak, dati ni Sandro.
Mm.
Kasi, okay, yung panahon kasi ni Amalia, kasi Mulak naman talaga yung apelyido niya, no? Pero hindi niya magamit yun because nung panahon ni Amalia, bawal pa yung mga foreign sounding names, 'di ba? Parang hindi
Pero
kaya
pag isip mo, ang Fuentes naman,
No.
medyo foreign
No,
sounding.
pero at least madaling bigkasin. Hindi
Kumakastila.
Hindi, no, or German, halimbawa kay Delia Rason yung Lucy May Grits. So hindi mo pwedeng gamitin 'yon. So kaya nga si Amalia Fuentes ang ginamit niya, ang Fuentes came from the stepfather of Amalia.
Okay.
So because nung time niya kasi nagdiba ng siya ng AM Productions. Ano yung AM? Bakit M, hindi F? Kasi nga ang nung araw, kahit nung panahon ni Amalia, lahat yan puro muklak, mulach, walang makapronounce.
Nang tama.
Until dumating si Nino Mulak. And si Nino Mulak, siya ang naging
Sige nga, ano ang apelido ni Solen?
Red na lang. So, okay. Ano pa yung pangalan ng kapatid ni Solen? Okay.
Si Erwin?
Ewan. Si Nino kasi, bali, second generation na yan, no? Pero, nakapasok siya. Ito lang kasi, kaya...
Actually, sorry. I stand corrected nga. It's Nino. More than... Because he started. I stand corrected.
Yeah. Okay. You're forgiven, my son.
Okay.
Reyna ng pelikulang Pilipino ang auntie niya. Nag-audition to si Nino Mula kasi ito one of the best stories ng mga auditions nangailangan si Ariel Ureta ng sidekick na child sa Ariel and Company After Six sa BBC 2 yung kasi walang ABS-CBN noon
Martial Lawyers.
Martial Lawyers to. So Eddie nagpatawag ng audition mga bata.
Okay.
Tapos si Ariel ang audition master. So pinakanta niya yung mga bata. So kanta ng kanta, sintonado ro si Nino. Kaya sabi raw ni Ariel, boy, wag ka na sumabay sa kanila kasi sintonado sila Sabi raw ni Nino. Yeah, especially that one. Nagturo pa daw. And that did it. Nakapasok siya. Mula nun, alam mo na yung mulak. Napopronounce mo na.
Tama, I agree.
So, yun.
Pagkatapos, di ba, classic pa rin yung ang tatay kong nanay.
Oo, yun.
With
Among other
Dolphy,
things. Parang,
na hindi nga ma-restore kasi walang mahanap na magandang kopya.
oo nga, and sad. Apparently, kahit na nepo baby siya, hindi niya magamit yung pagiging nepo baby niya kasi ang gusto niya mag-artista. Pero sabi ni Nino, hindi ka tutulungan. Bahala kang pumasok. Kasi I think, parang ayaw niyang masaktan ang anak niya kasi Nino is parang wala nang tatalo dyan, the greatest child star ever. I think not even Aiza Sigera would contest that. Kahit not even siguro si Agana na who rebuilt sa Magida pictures of
I agree with that.
to.
I agree with that comment.
So, si Alonso Mulak naman, nakapag-child star yan because mayroon isang talent manager na gusto siguro, hoping na can be another child wonder. But then, Nino is really...
That's lightning in a bottle yan
Such a tough act to follow.
Correct.
So ito, pero Nino kahit sinabi pa niyang hindi kita tutulungan. Pero ito, not trouble, and now he's in this gulo. Nino, ang talagang nagpakatatay. Talagang lalaban. I mean, ubusan ng ensaymada. Di ba? I mean, kahit na, alam mo to, di ba? Paano mo lalabanan yung parang magbenta lang si Nino ng kahon-kahon ng ensaymada. So, kumbaga, ubusan ng resources. In this case, ensaymada nga. So, sadly, ito, Sandro finally made a name, naging household name, nakilala siya, but in a rather tragic circumstance. Yun. Pero, I wish him well.
Yeah.
At kung ano man yung sana lumabas yung totoo. Kasi wag naman hindi natin pwede pang i-judge because ongoing pa ang lahat ng mga kaganapan. Ito, at number 9, Paulo Gumabaw.
I actually agree with you also.
Thank you.
Oy.
Tapos, really thank you. Sincere thank you yun. Hindi kasi, di ba, ang pinagmula naman yan si Dennis Roldan, yung tatay niya.
Correct.
Tapos sumunod si Isabel Rivas. Tapos sila Marco. Pero si Paulo, they didn't even know that he exists. because nasa ibang mother niya eh. Parang grew up in Taiwan. Tapos biglang may pumasok na lang na isang bagong artista. So ginamit na niya yung Gumabaw because sabihin naman talaga ang apelyido ng tatay niya. Pero hindi niya ginamit yung pagiging nepo baby niya. Kasi well, unang-una, Dennis Roldan nanalo na ng acting award, naging congressman and all that, basketball player.
Pero most people kasi will still not associate Roldan and Gumabaw as the same.
And plus the fact that kung nasa piitan ka, you'll try to parang hindi yan ang pinakamagandang gamiting. Si Paulo had to do it his own way. Kailangan niyang ma-discover. Kailangan niyang gumawa ng BL projects. At pag gumawa ka ng BL projects, that can be very, very risky dahil parang alam ko si Coco Martin lang ang gumawa ng BL projects na nagtagumpay. Kasi make or break yan, no? So, and now, ngayon, si Paulo Gumabaw is now in mainstream. Okay? Na hindi ginamit ang kanyang pagiging
nasa Darna rin siya.
nepo baby.
Actually, magaling rin siya sa Darna.
At magaling siya actually. Oo. Well, kasi hasa naman ni Brillante Mendoza yan. Okay. Number 8, well, ano pa rin, nasa branch pa rin ni Dennis Roldan. Apparently, they're such a talented family, no? Isabel Rivas especially. Si Gretchen Pulido, nag-umpisa bilang courtside reporter for UAP.
Sports.
Tapos, hindi naman niya ginamit yung ng uncle niya, ni Uncle Dennis, ang influence because, well, Dennis was
Actually, until you mentioned it now, I didn't even know they were related.
Mag-uncle sila. Oo.
Hindi.
Yun, one of the shining stars ng ABS-CBN News and Current Affairs.
Gretchen is very hardworking. Lagi ko yan nakakasalubong sa ABS, especially on the days that I go to the office. And si Gretchen actually, hi, hello, kumusta, o kailan na tayo magkakape, sige,
paano mo naman masabing hardworking?
Si Gretchen?
Oo.
Kasi naman, I mean, you've seen with all of the coverages and whatever. At saka, parang, lalo na yung news katabi ng office namin, nakikita mo naman kung sino yung mga reporters na laging on assignment.
Nililigpit na pati desk mo. So, hindi, tsaka gusto ko yung mga interviews niya. She always comes
I find her
prepared.
very smart.
Yeah.
I think she gives off a very, very positive vibe. Si Gretchen, the moment makita mo, she has a warm smile. Parang she has a big smile na sabi, kumusta na? It's a very, very welcoming thing. And I think, lalo na if you're an on-cam personality, it makes for a very good public perception. Kasi ang dating mo, approachable ka, mabait. So, maganda na nga siya, matalino na nga siya, warm pa siya. Kasi the worst thing that could happen is sasabihan ng iba na, sino ba yan? Maganda nga, magaling, suplada naman. You will never say that about Gretchen because she's always very, very pleasant.
At number 7, ito pa rin, Gumabaw pa rin. Michelle Gumabaw. Okay. Nag-volleyball at became a volleyball superstar.
Okay.
So, siya yung tipong pag may pinasok siya na field, parang hindi niya ginagamit yung pagiging nepo baby niya. She excels sa sarili niya. Parang, sige. Patunayan na niya yung sarili niya sa volleyball. So, magbo-beauty queen siya. So, siyempre, ang hirap ng transition from being sporty to yung extreme femininity. Hirap nun. Kasi di ba parang pagka-sporty ka, pawis-pawisan ka, tapos all of a sudden, naging beauty queen ka. Although of course, nandun na yung body, yung katawan mo because nga shapely na siya nung naging beauty queen siya. So naging binibini Pilipinas Globe and then tried out for other pageant, nearly clinched the title but was a runner-up. So kaya ako believe because nga hindi siya gumamit ng mga connection. Kasi sa volleyball, paano ka naman, di ba? Wala ka namang gagamitin connection sa volleyball kasi kung hindi ka talaga, kung ban-ban ka na mag-volleyball, pues ban-ban ka, hindi ka makakapasok. But apparently, she excelled. And then, sa pagiging beauty queen, obviously, beauty queen material naman siya talaga. And ngayon, kasi pag nag-beauty queen nga, hindi naman basta pinanganak ka maganda Marami pang, di ba? Marami ka pa.
Mas maraming criteria na.
Question and answer, tapos dapat fierce yung paglalakad mo, Maraming ganon.
So
And-
parang ikaw Butch, tatanungin, parang how will you make a difference when you start doing your movies for Viva Max that will distinguish you from the other actors in Viva Max?
I'll be the boldest of them all. Are you happy with the answer?
You will see my score later.
Okay. But thank you for that wonderful question. Okay. At number 6. Ito, nasa listahan mo to si Danny Pangilinan. But, and this is the big but. Okay, nag-umpisa siya. Well, una, napakinabangan niya nanay niya because nagkaroon siya ng mga...
Parang asama naman, pinakinabangan niya nanay niya. Okay. But
Hindi,
I know
I-
what you mean. It just doesn't sound good. But,
Hindi. Friends ko, parents ito.
Oo.
Si Maricel Lacsa tsaka si
Tsaka si Maricel, ganda-ganda pa rin.
Di ba? Siya galing-galing.
Oo.
Tapos,
Tuwa-tuwa nga ako nung nakita ko siya ulit sa Ironheart.
nagkaroon siya ng yung cereal commercial kasama yung nanay niya. Yun. But then, again, nung naging adult na siya, sinabi niya, he expressed his desire to join the movies. Ang sabi ng nanay niya, ano yung kininyo? Sige, we will not stop you, but we will not help you get in. You will be on your own. So apparently, he had the talent, the looks.
Meron rin listahan ang mga producers na, wait, teka sandali, nakita mo na ba yung anak ni ganito? So, what I'm saying is, yes, the parents may not be proactively helping, but people will still be aware that they are the son of so-and-so and whatever. And nasa radar na yan.
I don't think that worked for him.
Okay.
Kasi kung if it did, di dapat lahat nakakasya sa lahat ng movies ni Joey Reyes kasi
No.
remember
No,
si
no.
si Maricel Lacsa was the muse of Joey Reyes.
No, you are being too specific. What I'm saying is, when we are having our program meetings, that's already part of the discussion. Kaya tinitingnan na rin sige, may plano bang mag-artisan pa yung anak ni Zorin at ni Carmina o yung anak ni Aga at saka ni Charlene. Tapos tinitingnan. And in fact, there are times that you try to send in fillers already na, if they're interested in entering show business, you tell us. So, there are two sides
I
to...
don't think don't think ginamit nila yun.
No, ang sinasabi ko nga, there are two sides of it. There is one side where the parents will not proactively help, but there's also the other side that even without the help of the parents, a lot of the celebrity kids are already under the radar of program producers. Ang sinasabi ko, parents may not actively be promoting or pushing their kids. But what I'm saying is these kids are under the radar or binabantayan na yan ng mga production companies.
Okay, pero pinag-uusapan natin si Donnie Pangilinan.
Hindi sinasabi.
Kaya ang sabi ng nanay, niya, you may go, pero bahala ka. Kasi ang knowing Maricel, parang sa kanya, I'm sure naniniwala siya doon sa kasabihan, kapag hindi ukol, hindi bubukol.
Tama, I agree naman with that.
Okay,
But I'm not saying...
Hindi ko naman kini-question yung sistema ngayon na parang they're all under the radar, na aabangan mo yan. Parang...
sinasabi ko lang na siya, that is also the reality.
Okay, parang halimbawa yung kay Casey Concepcion, di ba? Di ba ang tagal-tagal inabangan si Casey Concepcion na mag-artista pero nag-aral muna sa Paris and all that. Tapos eventually, so ito talaga yung, siya naman talaga, ang totoo lang, ang poster boy and girl.
For Nepo Baby? Yeah.
Ang poster boy and girl naman talaga ng Nepo Babies, Luis Manzano, Casey Concepcion. Di ba si Casey, pinag-agawan pa yan ng dalawang networks.
Correct.
So, kumbaga palabunutan pa. Kasi,
Correct.
Okay. Kasi ipipare mo kay Richard Gutierrez, the hottest item during that era. Richard Gutierrez. So,
for the first time.
For the first time. Kasi
yung Shinu sa Santorini.
Ang agawan nga kasi parang, sino mauna? Ang ABS ba o GMA? Kasi isa property ng GMA, isa property ng ABS. So, kasi di ba ang dalawang pinag-aagawang play dates, isang yung first time na lalabas, yung first pairing ni ng dalawang showbiz royalty na si Eddie tuloy si Richard Gutierrez at saka si Casey. So, napunta yung first
sa Star Cinema.
Sa Star Cinema, sa ABS-CBN.
Tapos GMA Films yung pangalawa.
Valentine. So, kasi yun, desirable playdate din yun. Okay. So, sila nga yun. Pero, kasi, ito, not exactly parang served on a silver platter yung kanyang career.
Oo naman.
So, in a way, hindi rin niya masyado napakinabangan ang pagiging Nepo Baby niya. Parang, ano na rin, parang on his own,
Oo, yeah. Oo
sumagwan
naman.
yan,
Oo
kumayod yan.
Oo naman.
Okay. Things weren't really that
Kasi
easy.
by the same token naman, all of the names in my list,
Hmm.
the
Pero mas nadalian sila.
nadalian sila because it opened the doors.
Oh.
But
Well, this guy was in your list? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, pero hindi yan,
Hindi, ang sinasabi, yung nasa listahan ko
Oo
siya,
nga.
pero iba yung perspective
Oo nga,
namin.
the rest of the general
Okay,
population.
sige, okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Sige. Ato, bait ako. 5. Carla Abellana.
Hmm.
Carla Abellana, nagtapos mo ng magna cum laude yan sa Lasal, Psycho. Tapos, naging model ng shampoo commercial. Pero, sabihin na lang natin, si Ray P.J. Abellana was one of the fine actors, especially in his time, no? Dahil inalagaan naman niya ng both Regal and Viva. Pero siya, pumasok yan on her own kasi hindi naman, kahit naman may pangalan si P.J. Abellana, he wasn't the most influential person in the industry. So in fact, ito nga, sa sobrang she auditioned initially for Zorro, a series in GMA, pero nakita yung potential. Ay, sayang naman kung gagawin mong decorative lang to as leading lady. Binigay sa kanyang Rosalinda, yung local adaptation ng Mexican telenovela. So
Natalia.
so in other words, hindi niya napakinabangan ang kanyang pagiging nepo baby on her own. She was able to do it. Ayun. Okay. Number 4, Lovie po. Ito, well, ginamit lang niya apelyido ng tatay niya kasi yun naman talaga apelyido niya eh. Pero, hindi naman niya lumabas sa mga FPJ Productions. Pinakita naman niya na magaling siya. At saka, iyan naman kasi, inalagaan talaga ng kanyang talent manager, the late si Leo Dominguez. At saka yung galing na rin niya. At saka binild up talaga yan ng GMA. Ang title nga niya ay siya si Primera Actresa. Of course, I mean, apparently, as a talk show host. Pag let's say may i-interviewin ka, let's say sa labas, sa loob, para huwag kang babalik na hindi umiiyak ang iyong subject. Ito naalala ko noon. Isang oras ko pinangalngal. Tapos, si Leo Dominguez was malakas with GMA na napatanggal yung napakancel niya yung interview. Kahit tapos na. Yun. Pero, again, kasi paano namang hindi yan? Paano namang hindi mo gagawin artista yan? Tingnan mo na yung itsura. At saka maganda ang kanyang, PR skills. So, which is kailangan mo rin naman talaga in a business like ours. Yeah.
I think she had a good manager in Leo.
Yeah.
Leo knew how to handle his talents.
Yeah. And so, yun. And not because she was a nepo baby. Number 3 ko, Daniel Padilla. Okay. Uy, eto na naman si Animal Prince. So, okay. Artista tatay, artista nanay. Pero, ang nakinabang yung nanay at tatay sa kanya pagiging nepo baby. Kasi aminin natin, si Romel Padilla was an action star. Pero, syempre, hindi naman talaga yung naging top.
He was not as big as Robin.
Oo. Tapos, si Carl Estrada because she got pregnant kinda young.
Yeah.
So, medyo naudot yung career, no? Pero, nung ito sumikat, naging mas malaking bituin ang nanay niya, lalo na si Carla Estrada, di ba? Became the Queen Mother sa ABS-CBN.
She had the morning show.
Morning.
Na-discover siya more as a singer also.
Yeah. Morning show, naisipin mo, naging second fiddle sa kanya si Julina Magdangal, who was Julina Magdangal, no? So, ito, kumbaga, parang si Carl and Romel became the nepo parents. Di ba? Parang, you agree with me? At saka ito, naman to ang nakapasok to because he was discovered by Douglas Quijano. Hindi naman yan inilako talaga ni Carl Estrada. He had to be discovered. Tapos
nakita ni Mr. M.
Kasi nga, ang sabi ni Douglas, mag-apply ka sa Star Magic.
Dinala ni Douglas kay Mr. M.
So,
because si Douglas naman and si Mr. M were close also.
Yeah. So kasi, because sa Palibasa Lalaki. Yeah.
Among other shows.
Yeah. So, apparently, kasi may potential. Yun. So again, that is
Kaya naman star maker rin
that-
si Mr. M.
yeah, that is kaya ngayon busting yung not because you are a nepo baby, ibig sabihin you're guaranteed to make it.
Mm.
Yun. Kaya and siya yung isang proof.
Mm.
Okay? And at number 2, Isa Calzado.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ang tatay niya ay si Lito Calzado, who was
Very good dancer.
dancer, choreographer ng Oras ng Ligaya pa sa ABS-CBN, naging sa On With The Show. But si Lito kasi, primarily, he made his fortune naman sa pagpapadala ng training mga talents ng dancers to go to Japan.
Mm-mm.
Eh, hindi naman siya pinadala ng tatay niya sa Japan. So, kaya nag-aral siya, she finished college. Pagkatapos, nag-child star siya. Pero sandali lang yon. Nung bumalik na siya, tsaka she was kind of chubby nung bata
Yes,
siya. I saw her as a child.
Mm.
Pagbalik niya, talagang magandang babae na siya at dalaga na siya nung bumalik siya. Tapos, so, si Lito Calzado was not the type to pull strings. Si Isa had to get a manager, si Noel Ferrer, para ma-boost palalo ang kanyang career. Pero, ayan, nepo baby, but again, hindi pinakinabangan ang kanyang pagiging nepo baby. Parang, she had to go through the ringer, so to speak, di ba?
In fact, si Isa, nagmarka yan nung lumabas sa Milan opposite
Oh,
Claudine and
Piolo,
Piolo.
di ba?
She had a very, very short
Scene, pero
as the wife of
Piolo.
Piolo who left him. Pero yun, doon mo makikita nagmarka siya kaagad So, again, with whether it's the last name or they had friends who helped them get into the business, ultimately, it's the talent that will make sure that they stay there.
Okay, and speaking of last names, sa aking number 1, si Bella Padilla. Hindi siya Padilla. As in, did you know that?
Hindi.
Hindi siya Padilla. She was a Carino. So, which means, pamangkin pa rin siya nila
Robin, but on the mother side.
Robin, pero kay, kay Mami Eva Carino. Pero si Mami Eva naman kasi, hindi naman niya nagtagal masyado sa industry. Nandun siya sa Noli Me Tangere, pero in a very short role. So, ito, na-discover ni talent scout si Jet Valle. Yun. Nakita lang siya. Pagkatapos, so which means, hindi niya ginamit yung showbiz connections niya. Na I think wala naman siya showbiz connections kasi British din yung father niya. Dinala siya ni Jet Valle sa Star Magic. In fact, ang una niyang ginamit pangalan ay Krista Valle. So, tapos, eventually, nung nagpa-progress yung career niya, nagpalit pa siya ng isa pang pangalan. Tapos, naisip nila na parang, gawin natin total kamag-anak mo naman yung Padilla. Gawin ka na naming Padilla. Kasi mas matunog pa rin yun kaysa sa kung Bella Carino. Di ba? So, again, huge Padilla clan. Carino clan. Pero, again, on her own. And ito, hindi mo napansin si Bella yung parang, she is the type of artist, genuine artist na who make things happen upon her own initiative, on her own. So,
whether it's writing.
yun na nga So, nag-ano siya. Kasi ngayon naman talaga, di ba, kahit naman gusto mo magkaroon ng programa sa isang network, kanya-kanya ng bit-bit ng pitch, di ba? So, she does not only act, she writes and directs. So, sa akin, kaya number 1 siya sa listahan ko. Siya yung pinaka, hindi siya aasa sa mga showbiz, although pinsan nga niya si Robin Padilla, hindi siya aasa na tutulungan siya ng mga kamag-anak niya sa showbiz, kundi on her own. Kaya nga, nag-effort siya talaga to make herself better, if not the best. Ayun. Parang anti-nepo babies. So, pero ito nga, it's easy to get in for some nepo babies. I mean, for some, Some nepo babies, actually, kailangan pa lang gamitin ang katawan nila na hindi ko sinasabing tama. In fact, maling-mali yun, no? Na they have to sacrifice yung kanilang their youth, no? For the carnal pleasures of those in power. Kahit sabihin pa natin, pero okay, so, but once nakapasok ka, yun naman sa mga, parang served on a silver platter ng kanilang career, madali yun. Parang halimbawa, sila Cassie tsaka sila Mavi Legaspi, yun, kasi, yun, on the strength of yung parents nila ay parehong artista. Pero, ang usapan dito, masusustain. So far, nasusustain ng dalawa. Pero, yun ang mahirap din sa Nepo Babies. Makakapasok ka, pero magtatagal ka ba? At tatanggapin ka ba talaga? Ayun. So, or Nepo Baby yan, sumikat sa bagets para masustain yung career niya. Pinag-produce siya ng tatay niya ng mga movies, kagaya ng Miguelito ang Batang Rebelde. Kaya lang, hindi rin nag-work kasi parang at that time, parang pilit eh. So, his career came crashing down. Tapos, at saka became a young father. Pero, at the right time and at the right place. Eventually, nung nag-comeback siya, naging agamulak na siya na one of the legendary
yung kay Aga rin naman,
leading man in Philippine cinema.
Mahirap rin yun because Aga became famous at an awkward stage.
Yeah.
So, it's also very, very difficult to cast you in roles when you're that age. Kaya
Hindi, ba't sila Daniel Padilla? Halos ganong edad din yun.
Kaya tumitigil eh.
Hindi. Practically, age ni Daniel Padilla nung nag-umpisa siya.
Pero iba naman yung merkado nun eh. Aga was in an era where films were the dominant medium. Daniel came out when it was television.
Tsaka hindi pa uso mall shows noon.
At saka it's easier to make mistakes or to try out people in television because a show will live or die not by just one actor but by a lot of other actors. But it provides them the exposure. Yung kay Aga, pelikula, hindi naman siya TV nung umpisa eh. So, sa pelikula, tapos ikaw pa yung poposte, make or break yun.
Well, at least sa TV, nakapag-guesting naman siya.
Hindi. Pero hindi, kumbaga, guesting, hindi mo pa rin show. So,
pero,
kumbaga, the success of, the burden to succeed is not as high compared to a movie where, for all intents and purposes, ikaw ang nagdadala.
Yeah, pero yun na nga, by his own admission, sad-sad talaga siya at a certain point. Pero, nung bumulusok, ayun, Aga mulak. Okay. And,
kasi kahit naman si Goma nung nag-umpisa naman, hindi rin naman ganun ka pa si Goma eh. I mean, you also need the right project.
Pero yung kay Gom, Nepo Baby rin nga pala yan, no?
Si Goma, di ba, may super islaw pa siya. I think ultimately...
Hindi, pero yung kay Goma kasi, yung kay Aga kasi, nandito siya, gumanon, tapos gumanon. Si Goma naman kasi paganon.
Hindi, si Goma paganon, tapos gumanon. Medyo may holding pattern rin naman siya nung umpisa eh.
Well,
so it's really it really depends on the project because for a lot of them naman they're very, very good eh. But that's why casting is also very important and the role is also very important. You may be one of the best actors around, but if you're not right for the role, hindi ka rin naman magsha-shine eh. So ang pinaka-ano mo dyan is there's a lot of luck, there's a lot of timing, there's a lot of talent that also comes into play.
Well, you just have to be there at the right time and at the right place.
Tama,
and
correct.
This is the time to say goodbye.
Yes.
This is Butch Francisco.
And this is Leo Katigbak.
Hindi ka naman Nepo Baby, no?
Hindi.
Okay. Would you have wanted to?
No.
Okay. Sige. At definitely, galing baby pa rin. Mukhang baby pa rin.
Mukhang baby. Hindi naman
mukhang baby. Okay, sige.
Kasi kung ugaling baby, hinampas na kita. Parang rattle na.
Yung gold rattle mo. Na may diamond studded rattle mo.
Mabibit-bit pa ba yun sa bigat? Ikaw talaga.
Anyway.
So on that note, goodbye and thank you very much.
Till the next time. Kasi kung makapag-goodbye ka, parang hindi na tayo babalik eh.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.